welcome to Shin and Shenanigans right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. How's it going tonight, Big Mike?
I have zero complaints. I'm back home.
Nice, I
I'm
see
off the
that.
I'm off the road for a little bit, so good to be back home and get caught up around here. And a big weekend coming up here in my city. So excited for that. How's your week going?
It's going pretty well, not too bad. Kind of just ready for the weekend, honestly.
Yeah, same.
All
Anything big
right.
going on this weekend? Anything good?
No, not really. Not for me personally, anyway.
No. So maybe we could rest or something. I don't know.
I'll be working on my Mourinho article that I've been writing.
Oh, that'll be
Because,
good.
yeah. Because
That'll be real
that's
good.
that's gonna be something we're gonna be talking a little bit about later. Is
Absolutely,
Mourinho?
absolutely.
All right, let's get right into it. Let's start out over in the this part of the world, MLS.
How about that?
Messi is starting a women's team. What do we think about that?
I'm not surprised. I mean, obviously, I think it's great anytime you can, especially with the women's game, anytime you can grow and expand. Um, I'm here for it, and I'm just not shocked. I just think that, like Messi or not, I think he's always going to be an ambassador to the game. Um,
Yeah,
he's going to go down as one of the goats, and so I'm all for it. I feel like he has a. I mean, it's early, right, with this new venture of his,
hmm
but I think that he does this right. He's just gonna just add to his already ridiculous legacy.
yeah, right. And this is at the club that he just purchased.
Yeah,
So
I mean, he's
I
wasting
mean,
no time.
right, no time wasted
Yeah,
whatsoever.
and if I remember, they're playing. It's like a lower um, league. If I'm not, I can't remember which league it is off the top of my head, but I feel like it
Yeah,
was like not that it matters. Who cares?
right, right. But still, just starting one,
Exactly right.
crazy,
So I mean,
huge,
I love it. I
for
love it.
sure, for sure.
Good on him.
All right. So let's get into some of these coaching changes that we have seen
No way.
recently.
These,
Yeah.
we're back to this topic.
But we're over here now. This is
It's true.
MLS territory right
This is
now.
this is true. It's always just been a theme of our show. I feel like for the most part. Hey, guess what?
Right.
Spoiler: more
Spoiler
changes.
alert. Yeah, right. Columbus Crew have parted ways with their head coach, Henrik Rydstrom. Of course, the headline I saw was they relieved him of his duties, of his
Not a good
head
start there.
coaching duties.
Yeah, I mean, not a good start for the Crew.
No,
And
it's not.
that's a club that's had some success in past years, as we know.
Yeah.
Um, so there's expectations there, and I saw some articles. Some thought it was a little quick, but I
Yeah.
I mean, it's the business. So it's the business.
Yeah. They were looking at 5 wins, 7 losses, and 4 draws in
Yeah,
16 games
yeah,
across all competitions. So,
yeah. Not that is not to their standards.
yeah, no. I
So
mean, I kind of do feel like it's a little bit sudden because he just joined Columbus in December. It's
mhm.
not even been 6 months yet.
No, I mean to the point, right? I mean, some would say that is quick, and I think that by saying that, it's a valid point. Um, it's just like I said, I feel like when you get in some of these clubs that have had success, um, you don't have a lot of time, and whether that's right or wrong, I tend to think it's a little bit more wrong. I think it takes time myself, but I've just kind of come accustomed to the fact that that's just where we're at. especially here. And you see it in all sports here, for matter of fact. It's like, oh, well, they had a crappy start. Well, we had the wrong pick. Get them out.
Yeah, I know, right?
And it's just they want that instant gratification, and that's just not reality.
No, it's not, but it's the reality of what they're
Correct.
dealing with these days.
Correct.
And I mean, Austin FC have also parted ways with their coach,
Yeah.
Nico Estevez.
I would.
And,
I don't know. That one didn't blow me away either, I guess. I guess because to the point we're just making nothing really does at this point. The only time that really something blows me away like that is if the team's having some or off to a decent start, or and then it's like, whoa, wait, something's going on there. But again, obviously not an ideal start for Austin either.
No. The decision came after a 2-1 home defeat to Sporting KC. And they've only accumulated 14 points in their first 14 matches.
Yeah, got to do a little better than that. I don't think anyone was expecting them to hoist a cup or anything like that. But this one had a little bit, I guess, I don't know. This one didn't surprise me as much, I guess, to be fair. I mean, when it comes to between that one and Columbus. But then again, like I mentioned before, it's not that one Columbus shocked me. But again, it's what we're dealing with, right? It's the business.
Yeah, but with Austin FC, they also parted ways with their sporting director.
Yep, correct.
So I'm just like, super fun times with all of this. Like, I don't even understand sometimes.
I know. I feel like all this talk we do about changes is like would deter almost anybody from wanting to become a coach. I mean, I'm being facetious, obviously, but it's just crazy.
Mm-hmm. We got Larry in the comments saying Messi better not put on a wig and dominate another league.
What if he does?
Yeah, I mean,
would anybody be that? Okay.
It would be so much more funny than it would be upsetting, and it would just be like,
that's exactly right. I mean, it brings some eyes for sure.
Oh yeah,
but
for sure.
No, I mean, would it really? I mean, joking aside, would it really shock anybody? He starts doing this, and from the ownership side, and just starts dominating. Would anybody be really shocked?
No, for sure, no. He's not stupid.
No, he's not.
Like you can hate Messi all you want, and personally, I think it's like it irks me that they put him on like this pedestal, but there's a reason he's on that pedestal.
Correct.
So I mean, love or hate the guy, you gotta respect him.
You gotta respect him. Yep, 100%.
He's not pulling a Ronaldo and refusing to play.
Right.
So.
Yeah, he doesn't come across to me as quite the diva.
No, I just.
He may have his moments.
He may have his moments. He's not quite the diva like Ronaldo.
No.
But he's also not like the drama maker like Zlatan was.
Oh God. I almost forgot about that guy.
Funny thing is, he's going to be one of the analysts for the World Cup.
Can't wait.
So that's going to be fun.
Can't wait.
I think I also saw something where he and some boxing dude are going to like be doing some sort of fight.
I must have missed that. I mean,
I could be wrong.
Because I'd be up for like a real fight. I'd put him in a UFC octagon.
Right. Yeah.
Excited for World Cup though.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll be diving more to that next week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's coming up so fast. I can't believe
Oh my gosh. Like it starts really soon. I cannot believe it's almost June.
I know. I mean, we're like less than a month away from this starting.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. If you guys don't know, we're actually going to be starting doing a separate show dedicated solely for the World Cup.
Yes.
And I believe it starts on pull up my calendar. What's that first Saturday?
Was it the first Saturday or the second Saturday we were doing? I can't. I had it down for
I
the
think
13th.
yeah. We're gonna be doing it on the 13th, starting
Okay.
on the 13th.
Yep.
So that's gonna be super fun.
That'll be a blast.
Yeah, right. Yeah, my husband's making this this video for us, which will be really fun.
Yeah,
Really,
that'll
really
be
fun.
great. Looking forward to it.
But reeling it back to what's going on in today, that's pretty much all that we had for MLS. Let's move on over to the Premier League. What do we think about this?
Why? Why?
I don't know.
Why?
I don't know. Arsenal staff are set to be charged £859 to travel to Budapest for the Champions League final.
I
Yeah.
mean, talk about some really bad PR. I mean,
Yeah.
this in of itself, right?
Mhm.
They just, sorry to bring this up, they've won the Premier League in the most undramatic fashion ever.
Yeah.
And so they're finally going to hoist it. Great, whatever, is what it is. Oh, by the way, we Champions League. Oh yeah, we're in that too. And by the way, you all you employees got to pay to get there.
Yeah. I think it's for their flight.
Still.
But yeah, I mean PSG, they're paying for all of their staff.
Yep. Again.
Right. For the second year in a row. They're covering all of the travel costs. Why doesn't Arsenal do the same?
Yeah, to me it's just a bad look. I mean, look, I understand that I don't obviously know their financials. I don't care.
Yeah.
I can't imagine they're bleeding out money to the point where they can't at least at minimum saying, okay, we can't do everybody for this amount, but we can cover 50% or something. I don't know. I mean, just something. I mean, most teams in a situation or clubs in a situation like this, I feel like will do something. But no, I think it's just a bad look.
Yeah. It is. It's just such a bad look. But
And
I
it's
mean,
unfortunate for them because, here they are. They was able to clear out space in that cabinet, probably created a dust storm in the entire country as there was, because of it. And, maybe that's it. Maybe I paid the cleaning crews to go and clean that up. So maybe that's why. I don't know. But it's just in a year they finally get to do that, and I don't think they're gonna win Champions League, but it's just one match. You never know at the end of the day. To be able to pull both that off and not, it's like, come on, guys, what are you doing?
yeah, I don't know. Part of me is just like, dude, like this competition is gonna it brings in so much money already. Why not pay for your
Sick amount
staff?
of money. Yeah.
It's £859.
Uh-huh.
That's, I mean, seriously.
Yeah, it's not like you and I are paying it. I mean,
Right.
that's like $5 to us.
Like seriously.
So yeah,
I mean,
just bad luck.
For Americans, £859 is about a little over $1,100. But that's like per person, and like when you look at the grand scheme of things, it's not really a lot of money.
No, not to a business, not to a club like Arsenal.
Yeah. You got to put in money to make money.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it'd be different if this was like a Paris FC or something like that, where you got a 10,000 capacity stadium and you could, you know what I mean, where you don't have that kind of not big enough that kind of revenue yet. But
right,
it's Arsenal. Come on.
Yeah, and we will be talking about Paris FC later.
Mm-hmm. Segue. No.
Yeah, no. Staying in the Premier League for the time being, let's talk new managers.
Ooh.
Man United have officially decided that Michael Carrick is going to be their official new manager. How do we feel about that? It's a 2-year deal.
From the club's perspective, I don't mind the deal. 2-year deal, okay, gives you a little bit of time, and of course, then again, you never know. I mean, you can see him start off struggling and just get rid of him. Like seems like that could be the pattern. Who knows? Um, I'm kind of a wait and see on this one.
Yeah, when it comes to Man United, it's kind of it's definitely a wait and
Yeah,
see.
I'm just wait and see here. And again, I'm not the biggest Man U fan in the world, but I respect the history of the brand and all of that. And I'm a fan. I say this about a lot of clubs, teams, whatever sport, yada yada. But I think it makes it a little bit more fun when they're at least competing.
Hmm.
You know, so I feel like it's just like, and correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, obviously you're Man City, uh,
Hmm.
but I just feel like when you beat them and you beat them when they're like competing, it's even sweeter.
Right.
You know,
Absolutely.
I mean, there's like year or two, whatever, where they're struggling, you go and whoop them, and it's like, it's fun. But then it's like, I actually just kind of want to beat them when they're like, no excuses, you know.
Right.
So I don't know. Wait and see. I mean, hopefully he does well. And like I said, I don't want to see him win the league or anything, but it's good. I just feel like it's good when they're at least when they're competitive and whatnot. So
Yeah, and part of me is just kind of thinking it's just I'm kind of wondering if maybe they're still just trying to figure everything out post Alex Ferguson.
yeah,
I mean
feel like we've
he's
figured it out for a while.
yeah. I mean they
It's been
have been trying to figure that out for a while.
it's been a hot
But I
minute
just
since Sir Alex.
it has been, but
Not that you care.
I mean I care as
No, I know.
like a sports writer, but not
Right,
as
right,
fan.
right, right.
Um, but as far as like, you haven't really heard too terribly much from Man United since Alex Ferguson.
Correct.
So I feel like they're still trying to figure that out.
Yep. And that's tough to figure out. I mean, I know
Yeah.
we're getting the more Man City talk later,
Mm.
um, but no, I mean those are just big shoes to fill,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
it's hard. It's just hard. So, like I said, I'm not. You don't see a Man City flag or banner behind me, or a Man U banner flag behind me. You don't see the one. Obviously, you see nothing right now. But,
Mm. Yeah.
um, yeah, still a point. Like we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Um, I hope they're competitive, and I just think it makes the league a lot more fun when they
Yeah.
are. Don't I don't really need them to see a finish above like 6.
Maybe they'll eventually win 5 games in a row.
Whoa. Slow down, Speed Racer.
That guy has got to cut his hair at some point in time.
Yes, he does.
But the longer it goes, the better it is for the cause that he's growing his
Yeah,
hair out for. So
yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely right.
he's gonna have to do dreadlocks at some point. I feel like
I
because
know at some
he's gonna
point, so
continue growing.
he's gonna have those, be doing extensions, look like the dude from Slipknot.
Hmm. Well, going into more new managers, Chelsea have a new manager.
He
They
was
have,
rumored for a while.
yeah, Xabi Alonso has signed a 4-year contract. And here's what's interesting. I believe this is the first time that a Chelsea manager or has been named the manager, not the head coach,
Yes.
which is huge. Like I feel like that's part of the reason why oh goodness, who was it? Enzo Maresca didn't really do that well because it was a top down type
Correct.
situation. Orders came from above. The
Yep.
head coach had like zero control.
That's a losing formula.
Yeah, it is. It's a losing formula because you have to give, in order to have long term success. And I'm also doing a piece about, is Enzo Maresca the right fit for Man City? Um, that goes kind of into his time at Chelsea. and about how the structures are so very different and how just didn't fit there, but he could fit at Man City.
I agree with that.
And like a yeah, and I do too. Um, but the whole top down thing, and for long term success, you cannot be micromanaging your manager.
Mm-hmm.
You got to give him some sort of control over the team, over transfers, things like that.
Correct. And I'll just use this analogy for American viewers or casual viewers of the beautiful game here. You look
Mhm.
at the NFL with the Dallas Cowboys. Their owner is also the general manager, and he's got his hands in everything. And so essentially, like your head coach is a puppet,
Mhm.
and they have nothing to show for it since he started doing that. They have this big brand, and people follow them, whatever, great, but
Mhm.
complete disappointment after disappointment after disappointment,
Mhm.
and it starts at the top. And hopefully for Chelsea in this case, and a lot of reports out there. Well, I mean, it's still going to be a wait and see thing, but apparently Alonso is basically saying like, "This is my team, like
Mhm.
Blue Co. You zip it and let me run this because it's the only chance you're going to. The only way this is going to work." Now, obviously, I I wasn't there in the negotiation, obviously, but those are a lot of reports I've been reading, and if those are true, it does give some hope, to the fan base, and I think the players too, to be honest. So, um,
Mhm.
I think on paper up front, I think this is a good hire for Chelsea. Uh,
Mhm.
again, I know there's Chelsea haters out there, and I'm a fan, but I've been laughing at them for a while now, rightfully so. They deserve that. Uh,
Mhm.
so hopefully, this means that ownership got the memo,
Mhm.
um,
Yeah. Yeah.
and we can get Chelsea can get back to playing Chelsea football.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. And
and
there's been a lot going around where it's like, I wonder if this is kind of a signal of the change in power,
yeah,
which is
um,
huge.
it's big, and so Chelsea's going to be a club to be watching. Um, in the off season, seeing what they're doing, seeing the moves they're making, et
Mhm.
cetera, et cetera. But I think right now, I mean, again, on paper it looks great. Obviously, we got to see what happens on the pitch, right? But um, I think I think this Wolves should be good for them. Um,
Mhm.
and again, it's another one of those brands. I keep saying it. Even if you're not a fan, I still think you want to see them competitive, and because it's just again, it's sweeter when you beat the the rival or the team you can't stand when they got no excuse.
Mhm. And this is actually going to be a really fun season to watch this upcoming season
Oh yeah.
because some people might not know that this is probably the first time that Xabi Alonso and Mikel Arteta, are coaching in the same league.
Mm-hmm.
And some people, and there's like a bunch going around. Actually, Mikel Arteta and Xabi Alonso were inseparable as kids.
Yep.
They were best friends growing up. So like it's mind-boggling, and it is gonna be so cool to see this upcoming season.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and it's one of those, for lack of a better phrase, it's almost like a silly off-season kind of thing because there's so much is going on.
Mhm.
Um, but it's just going to make it so much more interesting and add so much more, drama for, if you will, going into next season. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So it'll be great coming off what's hopefully a great World Cup, and next thing you know, you blink and you got Premier League going again, and so it's gonna be really fun. Give us a lot to talk about.
Yeah, for sure. And hopefully by then, oh my goodness, hopefully by then, by the start of next season, we will finally have a verdict on the 115 charges for Man City. It's great for press, for like people who are covering it.
Right.
But as a fan, I'm like, dude, just make a decision so we can move on with our lives.
Yes.
This is going on so long.
Yeah. Let's just get it over with and be done and move on.
Right. And speaking of moving on, you guys, we are going to take a short little break here. You've been watching Shin and Shenanigans right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is
All that is
sports.
sports.
See you guys after the break.
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, Single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
All right, welcome back to Shin Pads and Shenanigans right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. All right, let's get into our next little story. We're just going to kind of keep with the theme here for potential changes and changes in stuff, but Pep leaving Manchester City. This has been a huge rumor going around. I don't even know if it's completely confirmed yet.
I've not seen any confirmation on it. I've still read a few reports that there's no decision and he could stay because he really likes the squad.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is one of those deals. It's like I don't think we're going to know for sure until he comes out and says it.
Yeah. Yeah, and he keeps getting asked about it, and he keeps like, I've got one more year on my contract. But I mean, for lack of better words, there's really no, that's not really a confirmation that he's going to stay.
Correct.
But I mean, if it is his actual last season, then City are already prepared because they've already been reaching out to Enzo Maresca to become City's new manager. What do we think?
Well, we touched on that earlier. I think that's a spot where he could do a heck of a lot better just because of the organization that's around him.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Obviously, you got a good squad already.
Mm-hmm.
We all know, players come and go, yada yada. But I mean, you've got a prodigy, at your forward position.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got a lot to work with there, and an organization that's in a better spot than where he came from. So, and that means a lot, obviously, to any head coach, manager, or what have you. So I personally, as just a fan, I mean, Pep's a legend at this point already.
Yeah.
So for me as a fan, I'd hate to see him go. But he's going to go at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do it forever. But at the same time, I don't know. You tell me. I mean, you're a fan, obviously. If he goes, I don't think you're going to be like raging mad. You're just be like, dang it. But thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pep.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Pretty much. I mean, I've seen where, and if some of these like casual, for our casual viewers, I have seen that the American football equivalent of Pep leaving City is Nick Saban retiring from Alabama.
That's a solid analogy.
And I agree. I have to be an Alabama fan. Have to be. My father-in-law is huge on Alabama. He's got like probably like 7 Alabama tattoos, and at one point he had an Alabama room.
This is where the audience can feel bad for you.
I gotta say, roll tide, man. Gotta say, roll tide.
I got a lot of Bama fans in my circle too, so I get it.
But as far as like the new appointment of Enzo Maresca, I think it's a great fit. First of all, he worked with Pep. Not only does he know Man City, because not only did he coach I think it was under 21s at one point. He coached the Man City under 21s. Then he was promoted to the assistant manager for the first team and worked alongside Pep. So he knows how he thinks. He knows how Man City is, like their structure and how things work in their organization.
Right.
So already out the gate, that's a great thing to have. It's a great advantage.
Absolutely.
And, yeah. So I mean, I feel like it's going to be a really good one for them. But this could be tricky though. His appointment could be tricky because reportedly, Chelsea are getting ready to launch a legal battle over the appointment.
Yeah. They're looking to rake in that money. They're trying to rake a bunch of money from the Gunners.
The expectation is that Chelsea are going to seek compensation from City with the added threat of disclosure about the terms of his departure from Stamford Bridge. So, like, why? You fired.
I know. And that's where it's like, even as a guy who supported Chelsea for a while, it's just like, let it go. It's just, you let him go. Let it go.
Yeah.
You got your hire, start over. Just let go. But, it's bad. It's a bad look.
Yeah. But reportedly, Maresca has agreed to a 3-year contract with City, so it's pretty much already in place for when Pep decides to leave, whether it's at the end of this season or at the end of next season, because he does only have 1 year left on his contract.
Yeah. So what are you feeling? If you had to, genie in a bottle, whatever.
Honestly,
is he staying or going?
Honestly, like, I really don't know. I mean, he could go out on a good note and go out this season because, I mean, he is the first manager ever to win the English domestic double twice.
Yep.
So it could be a good way for him to go out, and Enzo Maresca is a good lineup for the new manager.
I'm inclined to think, and obviously I don't have a clue. I'm like you, right? But if I had to guess, gun to head, someone's take it big. I think he goes. And the only reason I say that is I don't see him renewing. And going into your final year, and obviously I don't know the man, but
Yeah.
Is it hard to do one more year knowing this your last? And there's 2 ways to look at that, right? You go all in. It's like, it's my last one. I'm done. Or is it like everybody knows he's done? So does he get the effort from the players? Not questioning their character or anything like that, but it's just there's a lot of moving parts there. And to your point, it's a high note. So I don't know. I don't necessarily want him to. I want him to stay. I hope he sticks it out personally, but something tells me he may just be like, you know what, I've done a lot here, and he could need a break. Who knows? Not in his head, don't know, but I'm kind of leaning that way right now. But I've been wrong many times. I'll be wrong many more times.
And I mean, I just kind of wonder how much. Like, I feel like he just kind of needs to like take a break.
Yep.
And I also kind of wonder if maybe his time at City and all of the pressure and everything like that, and this is completely kind of just speculation. I don't
Sure.
know if it played a part, but he and his wife are estranged and they live in different countries. I wonder if that had something to do with that, and maybe the break could,
That's
this
very
is
possible.
just going kind of a little bit, branching off a little bit, but something
mean-
that kind of came to mind.
Hey, he's a human being. He's got personal life too.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, if that's the case, and maybe they want to try to work something out. Who knows? There's, again, a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
A lot of moving parts.
A lot of moving parts. It's his personal life, but it's just kind of something I'm like, just wondering. Going into comments, Michelle's calling you out saying,
Oh.
did you admit that you're wrong at times?
Oh, wow. We missed you last week, Michelle. That was, yeah. That's awesome. Thanks, Michelle. Thanks for watching.
But kind of gearing it back towards football focused. Man City might be naming a stand at the Etihad after Pep.
They should do that and build a statue.
Yeah.
Seriously.
He's done a lot. He's done a lot for the club.
Yeah.
For
I mean,
sure.
to me, what he's accomplished there, that is statue, stand, whatever. Named a stadium after him. I don't care what it is. Like, seriously. I mean, yeah. I mean, and they should do that, and probably I'm sure they'll do more, because why wouldn't you?
Right.
But no. I mean, if they do that, that's great. It's well deserved. He deserves all the flowers that they can give him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And some people might not know, especially these casual users, that, I mean, look at the success that they've had. They spent years trying to get Pep in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, this wasn't hasty.
Nope. Not in the slightest.
Yeah. All right, moving on to our next topic. A VAR conversation. What do we think about this ref that went against a VAR call?
Did he get the call right?
I don't know. This was the Man United's match against Nottingham Forest. Referee Michael Salisbury went against the VAR to award Man United a second goal. And there's a lot of talk about how it was a handball. It shouldn't have been given. I mean, this handball check was made after the ball struck Membumo on the arm before him being put in the back of the net by Cunha. And this check went on for like 3 minutes. So I'm like, I don't know if this was the right call, because, I mean, personally, I did not watch the match.
Yeah, I didn't see it
But it's
either.
just something that I came across because I'm like, because we talked last week about how refs are relying so heavily on the VAR.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are having an outlier where a ref went against VAR. He actually made a decision.
Yeah, which on the surface I like.
Yeah.
I like it. My question again is back to my question: did he get the call right? And that's what I care about most.
Is the call right? I don't.
Yeah.
Truth be told, I don't know.
Yeah. So, they call, to me, if it's like they call the goal, it's called a goal. All right, we're going to go to VAR, and there's nothing there to overturn that. It's a goal.
Yeah.
That's how that should work. So I have no real issue with it at all. It's kind of refreshing to see. Again, unless it's just absolutely egregious, then that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, we've said this on the show a lot. I mean, VAR in theory isn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's just when, to your point, when they become too reliant on it, that's where it's a detriment.
Mhm.
So that to me, this is, again, I didn't see it. So, but if there's a call in the field and there wasn't much there to say one way or another, call in the field is how it should go. And so I like this.
Yeah, I mean, I like it overall. I do kind of wonder if it was the right call.
Yeah, and that's just it. I mean, if it's right there, clear as day, and you still stick with what's on the field, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And we've seen that in a lot of sports. We've seen it in all sports, to be quite honest with you. But that's an issue. We had obviously we I think we touched on it a week or so ago with the West Ham Arsenal when they, there was a hand that pulled the goalie's arm down, so he couldn't make a play on the ball, and it gave an equalizer to West Ham, and then they went to VAR, and you could see where the guy pulled his arm, and they said, okay, no goal. And still some are mad about that, like, oh, it should have still been a goal. I'm like, I don't know. I saw the guy grab his arm and just kind of pull it down. like that's clear interference.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, again, on the surface, I like it as long as, there's nothing clear to overturn, or it just wasn't egregious. And if those factors are in play there, then I like it. But if it's clear as day and he missed it, that's an issue.
Did you see recently where I think it was in a Premier League match against Arsenal versus Burnley, where the Arsenal defender, well, he accidentally got pantsed.
Yeah.
So he was showing his arse. A little wardrobe malfunction there.
A little bit.
This is like that just kind of made me think of that, and I was like, what would be the call for that?
That's actually a good question.
Yeah, and I think this happened like 3 days ago. It was just so funny to see. I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah.
I think we'll see more of that in the World Cup.
I don't know. We'll see. Well,
at that point, they'll call it a red card. They're going to call everything else a red card. But
I know.
That's another story for another time, I think. But
yeah, it is. And we are going to touch on that a little bit later in the show. Yep. A little bit later. Little interesting thing for a Man City player, Holland trying his hand at voice acting.
Is he going to be a Viking?
Yeah, he is. The movie is called Vikings. And honestly, I didn't even know this was going to end up coming out because I was like not even sure. And the Viking's name is going to be Holland. So Perfect. Kind of a nod to there.
I mean, he kind of fits it.
Yeah, absolutely. And apparently this movie's about to return a stowaway, 2 courageous Viking girls go from Norway to China, discovering secrets, becoming proficient with dragon kites, fireworks, and kung fu, and realizing that friendship's gifts surpass anything taken from adversaries. So it's a kids' movie, and that's coming out, I think, later this year.
All right.
So that'll be interesting.
I actually think it actually could be pretty good for him.
Yeah.
He's already starting to develop quite the fan base.
Yeah.
And doing things like this is just going to only help improve your brand, if you will. So he's already, to me, a pretty likable player.
Yeah.
A damn good player. Obviously, he's present, and the future, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this will be great, and we'll see how we do come World Cup time. But I don't think it's gonna matter. He's already he's just on his way on that rocket ship.
Oh yeah,
Just
he is definitely on the trail to become one of the greatest players of all
he
time.
is 100% absolutely
Like,
right.
he is like crushing it. I think he's only like 25.
Yeah, he's 25 years old, and he's got a long way to go still, obviously. And I'm telling you right now, if you've not watched him play, watch him play.
Mhm.
Especially come World Cup, you get a chance to watch Norway, watch.
Yeah.
He is something else.
And honestly, you can't really it's partly genetics too, because his dad was a player.
Yep.
So, I mean, he kind of had that expectation somewhat already. So, I mean, he's just kind of fulfilling it and growing into that person.
Yeah, so he's lived up to it and then some to this point.
But to me, it looks like he's having a whole lot of fun.
Oh, absolutely right. Which is what makes it so fun. It makes it so fun to watch him, in my opinion. So it's good for him. He's just gonna keep building that brand up like all the stars do, right?
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. So we have a little update on the Spygate for you guys. All of that
I
stuff
love
going
this.
on. Moving into the EFL Championship right now. What do we think about Southampton having been expelled from
Good.
the championship playoff final?
Good.
You think?
I think so. I like it. And I know that I may be in the minority in this. I don't know. People will be like, well, they won, whatever.
It's I feel like it's a 50-50.
And now the team who lost, they've been busted. It wasn't like a one-off.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a pattern.
Yeah. They're going to receive a 4-point deduction for the start of next season. And Middlesbrough are actually going to be reinstated to face Hull on Saturday.
Yep.
For the final. I mean, some people are thinking it's not right because, I mean, technically Southampton beat Middlesbrough fair and square. I don't think that was the game that they cheated on. And for some of you that don't know, this is the third team confirmed that Southampton have spied on.
Confirmed. Keyword there.
Confirmed that they have spied on. And that they have admitted to spying on.
Yeah.
They
Not
did
to
it
say there wasn't more.
Right. Oxford United, Ipswich Town, and Middlesbrough. You want to know the funny part? That dude didn't do them any good. They didn't win any of the matches that they spied
hilarious. Just hilarious.
Hilarious.
See, I just, and maybe I'm old school and maybe I'm just becoming an old man. I don't know, but when you're caught doing that and you've admitted it on more than one occasion, and like I said, for all we know, there could be more. That's just those are the ones confirmed. To me, you're like, I'm sorry, you're done. I don't think you should be able to play for any kind of championship of any kind when you're caught doing that. I mean, that's all you're doing. Even though if you lost those games, I don't care. That's just how I look at it. I understand the opposing viewpoint. But for me, it's like, hey, you cheated multiple times and you should be punished for it. And punishment's not going to be like, oh, well, you get to go play and win a championship. No.
And potentially get promoted to the Premier League.
Right. And then, we see this, I hate to keep bringing up other sports, but we've seen it happen before. They go on to win a championship and they'll say, well, we're just going to strip them of the championship. And well, what? I mean, or put an asterisk by it. Okay. Like, this is kind of like, okay, but everybody's going to remember they still won it. And you all did really nothing about it. Okay, well, you lost a draft pick, or this guy's getting fired, you're getting fined, but everybody gets to come back and try again next year.
Right.
It's like a slap on the wrist, and I feel like this one is like, hey, you know what?
It's deserved.
This is unacceptable. You cannot do this.
No,
and you're out.
I mean, it's definitely not it's not okay. It's like when you go to take a test and you
Mhm.
like cheat,
Yep.
but you still fail the test,
Yeah.
but you
Like,
still cheated.
yeah. And you get caught, what happens?
You fail.
You fail. In some
So
cases, there's expulsion, depending.
mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
so I don't know. To me, like, you got to set a standard.
Yeah.
And
And I think it's setting a good standard.
I agree.
Because I mean, I do agree that it is it does show that their actions have consequences.
Exactly right.
No,
And
Middlesbrough they didn't win the semifinal to move on to the final, but they also didn't cheat.
mhm.
And who knows how much they cheated over the course of the last season to get where they are now
Right.
to be able to be in the playoffs.
Correct. So yep. To me, there's integrity here, and you got to set the standard, and
Mhm.
and so to me, that's why I'm like, hey, good.
Mhm.
So it's bad for the sport. It's bad for the league. It's bad.
It's bad
All.
luck.
But hopefully they'll learn their lesson from it.
Hopefully.
So,
Moving on over to La Liga, we could be potentially seeing Jose Mourinho returning to Real Madrid. What do we think about that?
crack that whip.
Right? Absolutely. Good grief. Absolutely.
Crack that whip. He will crack that whip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
He
that's
will
one thing. That's
will
one thing
crack
I was looking into when I was working on that article, and I'm still working on it. But he is a disciplinarian and authoritarian. Like that
Mhm.
is like blaringly obvious because it's like he demands the respect. He demands all of this stuff from these players.
And they need it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Real Madrid have reportedly agreed to his demands before his returning because he wants full control over transfer targets and player positions, no
mhm.
board interference during training sessions, no pointless press conferences, and permission to
that
bring in
part.
his own coaching staff. Yeah, I don't know.
No
I
pointless
really
press
don't.
conferences.
No pointless press conferences. No pointless. But the thing that I've realized through my research, really of Mourinho as a coach in general, is that he might be harsh internally, but in a way, he protects his players from the press
Mhm.
by deflecting to himself.
Mhm.
Like that 10-second press conference that he had where he showed up way before most of the journalists and
Yeah.
was like, "Anybody got any questions?" Silence. Good, then left.
Good. Out.
But
And
I
you
mean, yeah.
can't argue his success.
No. No, you can't. Absolutely cannot. But I mean, that squad needs to be put into shape.
Yes. And he's the guy that'll do that.
Yeah.
So I think this goes down. This is actually great for Real Madrid.
I think so too. And he's also been in the position where he's basically, I guess you could say, stared down these massive players because he's also done the same thing to Cristiano Ronaldo,
Mm-hmm.
who cursed him and told him profanities after he scored his 200th goal.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he knows how to deal with these big egos.
He does.
And
So
that's what they need.
That exactly right. He doesn't care who you are, how good you are, or whatever. He's captain of that ship, right?
Absolutely. And he needs to be absolutely captain of that ship.
Yep. So I think this goes down. This is going to be, yeah, I think it's good for Real for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Moving on over into the Bundesliga, we have a small town of Elversberg who has been promoted to the Bundesliga. And this is actually their first time ever
Never.
reaching the top flight, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
The town only has 13,000 people, and their stadium only holds 10,000 of those people.
It's like a high school stadium.
Exactly.
Hey,
So they
you know
were
what?
like absolutely stoked about that. I'm sure they're
That,
gonna be
that,
riding that
city of,
high.
that city of 13,000 is going to be a lot bigger come match day.
Hmm. Yeah, they're gonna be riding that high all year.
Yeah.
All year. But
I
good
just
for
hope,
them.
yeah, it's great for them. I just hope the moment doesn't overcome them. You know what I mean?
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
No, I know what you mean.
yeah, that's a lot. But that's got to be so fun to be there.
Yeah, right.
Oh, man. That first match, holy cow.
That is going to be like
Yeah.
for them.
Oh, that's going to be amazing.
Oh, I wonder who their first team that they're gonna face is.
Watch it be Bayern.
Oh, I know, right? I hope they're not that cruel. I really hope they're not that cruel.
Not. But you know what? I mean, they're gonna be like, oh, here's some good ratings. All right, here's some good TV for you. Let's bring in Bayern.
Yeah, I know, right?
Thanks, guys.
They're gonna be like strained smiles. Thanks.
Yeah. Yep.
Keeping with the good, happy vibes. Funny story. So Bayern wins the Bundesliga trophy. Well, Vincent Company forgot the trophy at home. Yeah, he accidentally left the Bundesliga trophy at home on his kitchen counter before heading to the celebrations. His wife had to bring it to the venue, but security wouldn't let her in. So like
Hilarious.
it's hilarious. But so 4 police officers and a security guard had to carry the trophy through the back entrance. So that's going to be a story for this year.
Yeah, there's gonna be some memes and some good sketch comedy TV on that for sure.
Yeah.
So random question between you and your husband, which one of you would be the most likely to forget the trophy?
I feel like maybe my husband, because I set so many reminders on my phone. I have like a whole list of alarms, and I've got so many reminders. That's the only way I'd probably remember. So probably him.
Fair.
Probably
Fair.
him. But
I feel like I would remember the trophy, but I would forget everything else.
yeah.
I would forget everything else I'd leave behind. But like that'd be the one thing I'd remember. I may probably be half dressed. I'm like, I'm ready to go. Got the trophy. Let's go. Mike, put your pants on. Oh, right.
Right. Let's move into what's going on elsewhere in the world of soccer besides these few leagues. Yeah, my husband's commenting. Yeah, you're probably right. That's my husband right there.
Sweet.
So, yeah. All right, moving on in. Paris FC versus PSG. We think PSG is this massive giant, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Paris FC have won against them for the second time this year.
Nice. Wow.
This is a club to watch. It really is. This is a club to watch.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm like, and it's so crazy. And I keep trying to make sure I double check, but their stadiums are not that far apart.
Yeah, they're like neighbors.
Yeah. I think they're only like, I think it's their respective home grounds are located in the 16th arrondissement of Paris, separated by only a single street and as little as 18 meters apart.
That's crazy.
That is so freaking close, man. Like you look at it on a map, they're like they're nearly touching.
Yeah.
Their stadiums are nearly touching, which is insane.
That's crazy.
But I mean, good for Paris FC, man. We'll be seeing more of them later on, I'm sure.
No, that's to beat them once is one thing. Do it twice. That's eye-opening.
For sure.
And the fact they are literally neighbors.
Right? Holy crap.
Go outside and go, take 2 steps and touch the other stadium is insane.
Pretty much. It's less than I've seen one where it's like 44 meters, and I did a little calculation. It's less than half of an American football field.
Yeah.
They're that close. So crazy.
That's wild. Unreal. But yeah, to your point, good for Paris FC. Definitely a club worth keeping an eye on, to say the least.
And speaking of Paris, furious fans of Nantes, they were furious when they got relegated, to the point they stormed the pitch.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I know, right? And one of the players that they brought on like mid-season to try to salvage it tried to stop the angry supporters when they approached the bench. So like, you're looking at physical harm being done to these players because of relegation.
Yeah. What are we doing?
I don't know. People get so passionate.
We're all fans here, right? At the end of the day. But I have never an inkling, even when my teams are doing horribly, or have ever thought in a million years, like, you know what, I'm going to go show them.
Yeah. People get
so... They need to know I'm mad.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I really don't.
That's where, again, this is my old brain at work here. That's where I'm like, you're a fan. You're that stupid. I'm sorry. If someone cold cocks you upside the head, then you kind of have that coming.
And I'm inclined to agree with you. I mean, there has to be a line drawn. I mean, I get that you're mad, and I would be too. I absolutely would be too.
Absolutely.
But to be mad enough to go storm the pitch to potentially cause bodily harm to a player is not okay.
It's unacceptable. And hopefully the ones who did that get the punishments they deserve. Because that's there's no place in any sport for that.
Right. Absolutely.
It's a game. It's a game at the end of the day, folks. It's a game.
Kind of like
the game we love. It's a beautiful game, but it's a game.
Yeah. It's just thinking about Ted Lasso when Keeley tells Roy, like, mocks him, being like, I'm Roy Kent and I get paid to play a game. Like, I mean, you kind of do.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah. People are stupid.
Yeah. All right. We're going to take another short little break and then kind of get a little bit into the World Cup related news and rule news. But we will see you right after the break. We are Shin, Pads, and Shenanigans right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll see you after the break.
For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the iSports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop, including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at IE Sports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making IE Sports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
welcome back to Shin and Shenanigans right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. All right, let's get into our last little segment. UEFA has rejected FIFA's new rules. FIFA recently created the new rules stating that a player who covers their mouth when confronting an opponent or leaving the pitch in protest to a referee decision are going to receive a red card. UEFA have decided not to adopt this rule change. What do we think about this?
I like they're not adopting that. I think that's too much gray area.
Yeah.
And I know why I think we touched on this a few weeks back as to why they're doing this.
Yeah.
That's basically saying, oh, anybody who covers their mouth are saying a slur. And
yeah,
to me, that's a stretch. I mean, I'm not saying people wouldn't take advantage of that. I get it. I get where they're coming from, but I'm just like, I've seen so many athletes on the pitch, they'll just kind of do this or just do something like this, and it's sometimes they're just like almost like screaming. Right? They're not necessarily saying anything that's now granted. I'm not trying to say like I want them to go say some horrible slur. Yes, he's right. I would have a lot of red cards. But to be fair, when I played, I never got a red card. Ever.
That's good.
Had a couple yellows. But
no second yellows?
Hey, never in one match. And I never got two, so where I had to sit out a game. So, you get your yellows, you got to make them count.
Yeah, of course.
So, but I don't know. I just feel like it's a little far to me.
Yeah, it's a little extreme.
Yeah, and so I'm glad that UEFA rejected them. Just to me, it's just a little far.
Yeah, and the whole a player walking off a pitch in protest to the ref's decision, that I think is also pretty far because they based the decision to create the rule because a whole team did it, not a single player, a whole team.
Right.
I think it was Senegal in AFCON.
Yep.
So like, that's kind of an extreme to go to for this.
Yeah, I agree. It's it's the old saying, crawl before you walk before you run, and that type of thing. And I just kind of think they went right to run on this situation, and just a little too much for me.
Yeah.
So
pivoting a little to the World Cup, to our Canadian viewers, or if you know anybody in Canada, they have introduced a loonie. If some of you don't know, yeah. And the Royal Canadian Mint have released a limited edition $1 loonie because I think it's $1 is a coin is a loonie, $2 coin is a toonie, I think. But it's to celebrate the
It's not a Looney Tunes reference, by the way.
It's not a Looney Tunes reference. No, absolutely not. Because Canada is co-hosting the World Cup, and they're only making 3 million of these. So if you guys find yourself one, snag it up.
Yeah, we should have had a little fun with it. We could have done a bunch of Canadian references on.
Yeah, we could have done it.
What they call their beanies, and they're not called beanies there.
Toque. They're called toques.
Yeah, toques.
Yeah,
that's right. So I don't know. Could have a little fun with that, I suppose. Maybe next time.
Right.
But no, I mean it's cool. I like. I mean that's a neat little thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and I think they're. I love the fact they're in on this too. I mean, it's a North American thing, right?
Yeah.
And obviously the sport's growing in Canada.
Yes.
And everybody just thinks of hockey for obvious reasons, but soccer's coming a long way up there.
Yeah, I think they're starting to think of it as a little more hockey, or a little kind of becoming equal with hockey, but soccer, because they've got the Northern Super League now.
Yep.
Which is the Canadian Women's League. Mm-hmm. And they've got the whole thing about them, the Vancouver Whitecaps moving. So that's been a thing.
Yep.
Of course, you got Ryan Reynolds. Not only is he a
Neat.
Canadian actor, he is, owns a football club.
Right.
Not
right.
a Canadian one, but owns a football
Sure.
club.
Right.
But yeah, I think it's gonna be really cool. And looking at the pictures of the Looney, it looks pretty cool too.
It does look cool.
If you guys haven't seen it, it looks pretty cool. You guys should go look it up because I'm trying to be mindful of image rights and stuff here.
Yeah, there is that thing that we can't show a whole lot of those things without getting our hands smacked.
I would love to just do like a whole whenever we mention something, put a picture up, but
Right.
can't really do that.
Yeah, unfortunately not.
Be a little mindful of that.
Right.
But that'll be so fun. Maybe one of those loonies will make it down to the U.S. at some point.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
We'll see. Right. So, just a little announcement for you guys. We are not doing a show on June 4th or August the 6th because we are taking a break at that time.
Yeah, I'm
Mr.
getting my
Mike-
break in right before the World Cup starts. So,
Yep.
get the old batteries recharged and come back and watch a ton of football.
Yeah, right. Whole lot of
but,
football.
As a result of that, I'm sure we'll be talking a lot of World Cup next week.
Oh yeah, and we gotta start. We're gonna be starting to get set up for the for our special edition World Cup
Yes.
special edition of our show that we're gonna be doing on Saturdays at noon. I think it's noon my time.
Yeah,
is what
2
we agreed
p.m.
on.
Yep,
2
2
p.m.
Eastern.
Eastern, noon Mountain
Yep.
time. That would be
Kickoffs will be around 3 o'clock. So
yeah.
we'll chat up for a while, and then by the time we're done, you go watch some good football.
Go watch some football. Yeah. So, all right, guys, you've been watching Shin Pads and Shenanigans right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We will see you guys next week.
Absolutely. We'll see y'all next week.
In the meantime, keep those shin pads sharp and your shenanigans sound. See you guys next time.
1, 2, 3, 4! IE Sports Radio! Let's kick it! From the Premier League to the Serie A, we're tracking the beautiful game every day. La Liga, Bundesliga, crossing the map, but we bring it right back for the CONCACAF snap. Yeah, the NWSL is setting the pace, and the MLS is running the race. Shin Pads and Shenanigans, we're taking the pitch from the local turf to the global switch. IE Sports Radio, the whistle blows loud. Jess and Big Mike, we're rocking the crowd.
Champions League on the Tuesday night lights.
World Cup summer's reaching incredible heights.
From J-League to Liga MX in the sun.
College pitches where the legends begun.
If the ball is rolling, we're breaking it down. The biggest soccer show in the whole
Shin Pads and Shenanigans, we're taking the pitch from the local turf to the global switch. IE Sports Radio, the whistle blows loud. Jess and Big